Well, how you going, everyone? Josh the Collector Guy. As always say at the start of each vid every week, everyone. Hope you had an awesome week this week, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you did, hope you're able to have a hunt here and there for the cars. Hope you found some awesome cars, everyone. Hope you had an awesome week as well. Well, these are my finds for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much a downgraded haul compared to last week, but still lots of awesome things to share with you. Got some swap meet finds just here. Went with Dad to a swap meet today. I'll get to them just in a sec, but I'll start off with this little guy here. I found it at the flea market on the Saturday. The old Matchbox Connectables. Really cool little series by Matchbox. As you know, you can connect a whole heap of cars together and make one heck of a vehicle. Remember this series greatly as a kid. Had lots of fun with it. Remember going to the flea markets and that with Dad and picking up a whole bunch of these things. We got so many of them. Got a little bag of them under my bed in one of my boxes. Have to go through that one of these days and see what awesome vehicles I have. But still pretty cool to find this in this day and age. Really, still like these seem pretty rare in my opinion. You really don't see a lot of them because like you split up a car or whatever and you put it somewhere and never find it again probably. But really cool little series by Matchbox. Still looks like a GMC Chevy van, or even looks like a Baja breaker a bit as well, in my opinion. Still really cool little find from the little flea market I went to on the Saturday. Now we'll get to the swap meet finds. Start off with the old Johnny Lightning here. The mighty 69 Chevy Camaro, my all-time favourite car. The old Camaros, absolutely love them. Every single year I love, but the 69s are always going to be my most favourite. They've just got that muscle car style about them. They look so tough. Very nice looking car. Got the old number 3 on the side, old Dale Earnhardt's racing number, and as a matter of fact, Dale Earnhardt did race a couple of Camaros in his highly decorated racing career, the almighty Dale Earnhardt. Would like to pick up some of those models as well. The old Dale Earnhardt Camaros, have to keep looking for them though. So, very cool. Unfortunately, Johnny Lightning ain't produced anymore. Bit sad, but I'm sure Johnny Lightning might come back, I'd say in a couple of years or so, I reckon. I'm sure some die-cast company will take the name on board and start making some great little die-casts again, because Johnny Lightning do make some really nice, well-detailed die-casts, in my opinion. Now we get to the old GMC Trucks just over here. As you can see, got these two little guys here. I got these two out just to compare them to the two I bought from the swap meet today. As you can see, the wheels on this one are a lot different. I believe these are the super fast compared to the other one here with a much older wheels. Very cool little variation. Glad to pick that up. Got the old plastic base on this one, whereas this one doesn't seem to have one. So very cool. As you can see, the technology moved forward during this era and they were able to sort of fix the truck up a little bit differently to the base and everything like that. All the little different bits and pieces, different little features and that. Very cool indeed. Glad to find another variation of that. Same with the old box truck version of it. That didn't make sense one little bit or whatever. But as you can see, the old super fast wheels on this one. Missing door. Missing door seems to be the norm for these things because my previous version had the same thing. But the colours are different. Knew straight away that it was a variation. So it was very cool to see. And as you can see, the old wheels on this one as well. So very cool to pick different variations of that up. I love my variations, as everyone knows. The old Rrrumbler fell over there. Got some carded ones now. Got, I think that says S2 Jet. Very unusual to find a Matchbox Jet this old, in my opinion. I'm surprised it wasn't done up in its own little series with all other jets and that. I'm surprised to see it on the normal card, but very cool. This just intrigued me because I thought it was very unusual. And it looks way ahead of its time because that looks like sort of the aircraft we have around these days, in my opinion. Very cool. Got the old fold-up wings. Very awesome indeed. Have a look on the back there. Not sure what year it is. I think it's at least the 70s in my opinion. Very cool. Love that card art. Very awesome. It looks like an old Peterbilt or Kenworth. Oh, here's the year. It's down here. It's funny. The cards were printed in the USA and the vehicles were made in England. That's just so cool. Just so unusual. Just so unusual to see that. Oh yeah, 1980. Well, I was very far off. And this one here, Rally Royale, I believe that says. Very unusual looking car. Looks like sort of an Italian sort of... Oh, who else makes really exotic cars? Well, the Italians, I'll just say that. Looks very cool. It's got opening doors, very cool little feature for back then. Looks like a plastic base though, and I think this is from the same year roughly. Yep, the 80s. Look at the mighty vet there. Have a look on the back. Very cool collector's cases. Very nice indeed. Still really cool to find these old carded Matchboxes as well. You just gotta love the old card art. It's so nostalgia. I love all the nostalgia stuff anyway. That's just the way I am though. And this little guy here, which is a pretty unusual find, Peter Brock. I'm not sure if anyone would really know who his name is besides the people who live here in Australia. Probably one of the all-time greats of Australian motor racing. He was more famous for being behind the wheel of a Tirana or a Holden. He did drive a Ford Sierra much later in his career, but this one is a slot car, as you can see, the old AFX, but this is a production error. It's a Nissan Skyline. Now, I have looked online and everything, and I've even been told he never, ever drove a Skyline. This is an error by the toy company, and I believe Tommy owned AFX. I'm not sure what happened, because I think this year he drove a Commodore. It was a VL Commodore, and it had the Mobile One decal on it and everything like that, but for some reason they did a Skyline. Skylines were raced over here though in the Australian Touring Car Championship. It's no longer called that, it's called V8 Supercars, but back then it was called that. And he did drop, there was like many different mixes of cars. There was like your little cars right up to your big V8s and that. There was just a great variety of cars. But yeah, going back to the Peter Brock thing, I think he's one of my all-time favourite race drivers here in Australia. He's probably one of, I think people class him as the greatest. Pretty much like the Dale Earnhardt of Australian racing. I think he won, I think 3 championships, I think, Peter Brock, but always well known for his mighty Marlboro cars and even Mobile One, and even his mighty little Tiranas. He was such a great racer. It's really sad he's no longer with us. And not a bad looking Skyline as well, I have to admit. I'm not really the biggest fan of some Nissans and that, but like the older ones, they always look really nice. Very cool. And actually remember playing with AFX cars as well when I was a kid, ripping them around the track, crashing them up and everything. It was so much fun. Very cool indeed. Glad to add that to the collection. Something a little bit different. Who knows, I might collect AFX cars now. Just kidding, there's just so much to collect these days. Got a Chevy USA #1 number plate. So glad to find one of these. I've been after one of these for ages. Finally got one today at the swap meet with the old colour chrome or Spectra Flame colour. Very cool indeed. I'll display that proudly in my room. Good old Chevrolet USA #1 indeed. And last but not least, the old little Rrrumbler. I'm sure a lot of you nostalgia Hot Wheels fans were eyeing this one off. I think it's called Rip Snorter. I think I had a look in my, when I looked in my price guide, it said that. Very cool. I've been after this one for a while as well, as a matter of fact. It's just so cool. It looks like a salt flat sort of Japanese motorcycle, or it even looks like a drag bike or whatever. The tracks are missing, but the rider's there, which is probably one of the main things. It's got the kickstand as well, and this plastic bit on the front's still there too, so you can't get much better than that. I know the stands themselves are pretty rare as well, but I haven't seen this one in person. Finally have it. Finally can add it to the ever-growing collection. Very cool indeed. I love the old Rrrumblers. Love all them series back in the day done by Hot Wheels. So, very cool indeed. Glad to add that to the collection. Well, that brings us to the end of this video for this week, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry if I jabbered on too much, but nevertheless, really hope you enjoyed, everyone. Thank you all to the subscribers for tuning in each and every week. Thank you very much, guys and girls, for leaving your comments. I really, really do appreciate it. Always love reading your comments, and feel free to add one if you would like. I always like reading them and replying back. Well, that's it for this week, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed. Have a good week, everyone, and remember, as always, happy hunting, keep the hobby strong. See you later, everyone. Have an awesome week.